Let's bring in attorney and CEO of American Frontier Strategies, Mehek Cooke, along with former Treasury Deputy Assistant Secretary and former Ramaswamy campaign official, Tricia McLaughlin. Tricia, it's been a while. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. And Mehek, good to see you as well. I want to go to you first, Tricia, about generally speaking, and this is what's unsaid in a lot of those articles in the Post and the elite media, conservatives have a tendency to be much more individualist than Democrats and liberals, who are much more collectivist. So naturally, you're going to have more opinions, more fighting, because they're more aggressive people. We conservatives just have a tendency to have a strong opinion and stick by it when we believe in it. That does not mean that we can't work together. Look at the corporations that have been built by conservatives. Look at what Vivek Ramaswamy has done. Look at, for goodness sakes, what Elon Musk has done. You build things, but that doesn't mean you can't have strong opinions.
Well, absolutely. And substantive debate does not mean that there's a MAGA civil war going on. Donald Trump brought a very diverse coalition to the table when he was elected with a mandate. And that means, when we get into the details, there's going to be differences, especially on issues like legal immigration, where I don't think the Republican Party has fully fleshed out where do we stand on the issue of HB1 visas. I do want to be very clear. Vivek Ramaswamy, he's been very clear, not only in his position at DOJ, but prior, that he currently, as it stands, thinks the HB1 visa system is very fraught with and rife for corruption and for exploitation, not only for the legal workers, but beyond. So I think that this is something we should celebrate, is we do have this open debate, and so the American people have policies that really work for them.
Right. At least we can have a conversation. Mehek, I want to get your take on this, because to me, this is a case of classic projection. You've got the Democrats who are fractured within their party. We saw that in this last election. You've got progressives all the way to one extreme. You've got some saying the party needs to move to the center. They don't really know what to do. They don't have a deep bench at all. And so ultimately what they're doing is they're trying to look at the Republicans and say, oh, no, you're fighting more than we are, right, so somehow we're winning. That's what it seems like to me.
You nailed it. Look, I think Democrats continue to show us who they are, and mainstream media now is further exposing that. Media is really a doormat for the Democrat Party as they continue to add and push Republicans as rivals when we have been never before as strong and united. And what we're seeing today is that mainstream media is continuing to pit us against each other because they don't like the Republican Party. They don't like what we look like. They don't like what we're saying. And they do not like diversity of thought because they don't want anybody that's not in unison with them and not in lockstep with them. And let me be very clear. What the media is not talking about today is the fact that the U.S. housing report just came out, and it was damning. Homelessness rose by over 18%. 770,000 Americans on one night were living on the streets. That's what they're not talking about. They're not talking about the fact that Americans are paying $11,000 more a year under Biden and Democrats. They're not talking about the pain and suffering. They're making the spectacle of the Republican Party, and we're sitting back and laughing because diversity of thought is exactly why President Trump picked people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk.
Ladies, I want to get to this. 2025 is just around the corner, just a couple of days away, and the Democrats still apparently haven't learned anything from November's loss.
As a matter of fact, they're still ignoring bad policies, unclear messaging, and constant pandering to the far left as the reason for Kamala Harris's defeat. One Democrat saying, quote, she totally overperformed and yet she fell short. So it does feel like that sucker punch of like, wow, even when you do everything right, that glass ceiling is still elusive. Wow, Tricia, you have people saying things like that. They actually think she did everything right.
5 minutes ago, the Democrat Party couldn't even define what a woman was. They continue to refuse to look in the mirror and examine what went wrong in 2024. They continue to cover up Biden's cognitive decline that was clear to the American people from before the debate. And they expected a different result when they decided to coronate Kamala Harris at the very last minute. She was a historically bad candidate. I'd actually venture to say she's probably the worst candidate in U.S. history for a major presidential candidate.
Let me just jump in because there is a couple of people stand out. One would be Senator Fetterman, who has come out and recognized what went wrong, or at least most of what went wrong, has cooperated or offered to cooperate with Trump. He wants Donald Trump to be successful, or says he does. So there may be more of that. I think he is cutting a path that more Democrats might join, don't you?
I do, because I don't think Democrats want to give up power. And I think if they're smart, they're going to go the way of President Trump. They want to secure these elections. And remember, in less than 2 years, we're going to have another election. So it's about the future and not the short game. You have to play the long game. And the long game is securing America and putting American interests first, making sure the economy is strong and secure. And to make the woman card the only card in this election, it would be devastating. And Democrats continue not to learn lessons. They need to be wiser and they need to be smarter. They didn't learn common sense, but they're going to learn at this administration. It's very easy. Secure that border, open up oil and gas drilling, and allow the American people to thrive and survive.
Yeah, fix the economy. Mehek, Tricia, great to see you both. Thank you.